affected families.
With the rains falling satisfactorily, much to the delight of the farmers, there is a glimmer of hope that this year's farming season is going to end on a high note. So what's the stake for this humanitarian organization in this? Momadou Lamin Faye believes the twin-track approach looked beyond the initial stages of the intervention.
The Gambia Red Cross was part of an inter-agency assessment mission, and from there they were able to develop their plan of action based on the priorities of the needy people, what we call the food insecure, and then they were able to come up with this package. They developed an appeal, and the Red Crescent movement, represented by the IFRC, launched this appeal, and then we had our partners coming in to help us, as you can see around. Now, basically we are looking at two approaches. It's good, we need to address the emergency, but at the same time we need to invest in the long term, meaning why don't you support those populations to be more self-sufficient so that they will not come back to you for help in future. So this is why we have this twin-track approach. You have the rice farm, you also see the distributions that we are doing now, giving them rice and oil, vegetable oil, and so on. But there is a lot of effort in terms of investing in the long term.
At the various distribution outlets, the clerks are hard at it, strictly following the register. Meanwhile, some bags of rice and several drums of oil are still stocked in the store, waiting for another round of distribution. Next on the itinerary is Ndemban in the Fonis, a late afternoon meeting with the women of the village. Food aid was not on the agenda. Rather, it was a courtesy call meant to examine firsthand how the women are working on the project given to them by the Gambia Red Cross Society.
This is as a result of a training that we had with the women. We trained them on HIV, and then they formed the group, and in forming the group we also train them on life skills. They're using the skills to support themselves so that at least they can be able to empower themselves, because if you have knowledge of how to prevent yourself on HIV and you don't have the means to economically support yourself, it may be dangerous for you. But we give them the skills so that at least they will be able to support themselves economically and financially. That is why we've given them the skills to be able to do the tie and dye, do gardening, and do other small skills.
Fatou Gay explained further. These women make soap, tie, dye, and batik. For now, the business is doing well. However, the lack of a reliable market is hampering their efforts. This is not the first time the Gambia Red Cross Society has partnered with grassroots organizations on capacity building and small and medium-scale entrepreneurship. The organization is trying to abide by its motto, helping the Red Cross to help others. Ibrahima Balde, Weekend Spectrum, GRTS.
They are almost sold everywhere. Guess what? Do you know that some people are of the belief that dates sell well during the Ramadan? Not quite, says a dealer in dates who insists that Ramadan or no Ramadan, the dates business is good. Let's look at this report for more.
Fruits of the date palm are very commonly consumed in many parts of the world and are a vital component of the diet in the Arab world. It is believed to have its origin in North Africa and Western Asia. The date palms were one of the few plants that could survive desert conditions and became a reliable source of food in an otherwise inhospitable climate. It was spread across northern Africa along the coast and at oases by nomadic people. But history has it that it was the Arabs who introduced this fruit to most of the other regions across the globe. There are many different cultivars of dates, and they are classified as soft, semi-dry, and dry. In the Gambia, if the predominance of any fruit in the market can explain with ease that we are in the holy month of Ramadan, dates will be an ideal pick. It is so widespread in markets during this holy month that one could not be mistaken to call it a Ramadan fruit. But this, however, does not go without explanation. According to Islamic scholars, it was the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to break his fast with a date. This sunnah Muslims the world over keep dearly. It is believed that breaking one's fast with dates helps to energize the body. When the body absorbs the nutritional value of the dates, the feeling of hunger is pacified. GRTS went around to see how dates are faring in the market. The dates are usually from Saudi, Mali, and Dakar. The soft ones sell more than the dry ones, I was told by Momodu Aleuba.
It
was the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ to break his fast with a date. I buy dates on a regular basis to share with my family and neighbors. I prefer the semi-dry dates. Well, I only sell dates in Ramadan because that is when it sells more. Business is good so far.
Dates are termed as a crown of fruits and ideal food which easily balances and digests food. It gives energy to a tired human body within half an hour after taking it. Dates also contain a form of sugar that gives the body high levels of mobility and heat energy, which can be easily broken down in the body, research reveals. It is low in fat and protein, but higher in vitamins and minerals than any other fruit and vegetable.
Well, you went to the market to see for yourself, and it seems the market is flooded with dates. What's so special about dates?
Well, the dates being special during the holy month of Ramadan has a history behind it, and as you have heard in the report, for many people it was a tradition for the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ to break his fast with dates. Now that is why Muslims across all over the world usually break their fast with dates. Now if you go to the Serekunda market, and I must also say other markets as well, date is flooded around the whole market, and that is because we are in the holy month of Ramadan, and at this time of the month it sells more than any other month.
Okay.
Banjul is the focus of our new series on indigenous settlements in the Gambia. Over the coming days, we will be revisiting towns and villages in the Gambia. Being the capital city of the country, Ibrahima Balde introduces Banjul and its history.
Banjul was originally the settlement of the white establishment in the Gambia. Due to its geographical location, the fact that it is stuck in an island with the Atlantic Ocean running across the settlement, Banjul became a magnet for explorers. Throughout its history, infrastructure had been a major obstacle hindering the development of the city. The settlement had served as an instrumental colonial outpost. It wasn't until July 1952 the authorities constructed a pumping station which was ultimately meant to redistribute and redirect the city's water supply. Dudu Biram Jai, who is the councillor of Half-Dai Ward, grew up in the city. He witnessed some aspects of colonial life in a settlement that started to expand from its native Half-Dai residents.
From my days here, there were no gutters, and if you come out from the compound, you go straight into the bush. There was no high school, there was nothing, only the public works department. Everything was sandy. We never had these tar roads. But as development comes, we have all these things. On the side of, Half-Dai is a very old place. It's the first Banjul. Here is where Banjul started. All other places we are linked to Half-Dai, like Soldier Town. When the soldiers came here, they were allocated down there. That is why you hear them saying Soldier Town. But Half-Dai is the first place. And when I was born here, my father and my mother were here in this same compound. We live here all the way. Things didn't change.
Some Banjulians might have forgotten, but Dudu Biram Jai said he remembered with nostalgic feelings his childhood days in the swampy areas, hunting a certain plant known as nens.
With Half-Dai, you have many places to explore during your childhood days. My childhood days, we are done when the new gutters came. The river will come inside the town. When the river is getting dry, it will leave fishes, and we used to fish inside these gutters. Along Bond Road too, we go there, and as you can see, this plant is called ndengs.
Over the years, Banjul has witnessed an unprecedented number of indigents who completely abandoned the capital city for a place in the Combos. The likes of Hadinjai and family decided to stay for obvious reasons. As we sit down with Hadi to reflect on her reasons of staying in Banjul, she explains some of the concerns her family faced each time the compound was flooded.
Sometimes rainwater invade our compound to an extent that our living rooms are usually flooded. Sometimes when it is raining, we normally witness a lot of water entering in all corners of the room. Our shoes, cooking utensils,